Welcome back to We Are Live. It's Chris Denman and Travis Rell. Big thanks to Chris Sear of Impolite Company for joining us last hour. Had a bunch of fun with him. You can check out impolitecompany.com for more information, as he'll be recording the podcast here at Midcoast Studio all spring, summer, and eternity long. That's the contract you sign here, Trav.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
We've got a lot to get to this hour. We've got a Travu coming up where Travis rates items or events or anything else on a scale of 1 to 5 booties.
Oh, yeah.
Excited about that. We've got Great American Race. We'll do Fair or Foul. Get those in. We're giving $10 to Southtown Pub, which you could use at Thursday Night Free Comedy this week.
Oh, nice.
Featuring none other than Chris Sear and Jason Brennan, an Irish comic who's in town.
Why do you say it like that? Irish comic. Like that's all he is.
But, I mean, it's not really that interesting to say white dude from Texas.
No, okay, that's fair.
I mean, do you want me to do something else?
No, Irish do it.
We caught a leprechaun over the weekend, and now we're going to make him perform stand-up comedy for you.
There we go.
Oh, boy. I also want to thank Gateway Powder Coating. Is that okay? Gardner, is it okay to thank them now, or should I thank them later? You know what? Oh, wow. Look at that graphic.
Nice.
Gateway Powder Coating, fast, durable, affordable. They are here to serve you and all your powder coating needs. Patio furniture need touched up for your spring barbecues, your graduation parties, everything else. Make sure you go to gatewaypowdercoat.com. Check out the capabilities. Let Mark know that We Are Live sent you. Wonderful, wonderful color options. And you know what else has color options? Kool-Aid, Travis. It's out on the desk right now.
It's not just color options, Chris. That's your problem, man. That's all you do is see color. It's about the flavor, the content of the character.
Travu with Kool-Aid today. Do you feel good about this? Do you feel...
It's probably slightly...
Would you tell your relatives about it?
Mildly racist as hell, and this will probably be the part of the segment that won't be shared when we talk about our highlight reel.
Can I send a photo of this to Sesame Street?
That's not. I think we've done enough.
Is there a mailman on
Sesame
Sesame Street
today? I think that's fine.
Okay.
Is there a mailman? Well, it's a street
or
man.
Mail person?
How the hell are they gonna get their mail? That don't make no sense. It's act like you never lived in an urban area before. What don't you know about the street, man? They had chefs. They had markets, grocers, trash people, firemen, police officers. It was a neighborhood, bro.
Trash people, so you'll fit in great. Let's do this Travu.
So, Travu, how does this work, Gardner?
It sucks.
There we go.
First, we play the open. And then, you had that down by now.
I tell you what, I forget what we have opens for. Some things we don't have open, some we do, and I forget which is which.
I know what it means when I hear, how does this work, Gardner?
You got to settle in for about
Okay.
17 minutes.
Yeah.
Repeat something you've
Give me
said a bunch.
second. So you're going to Travu Kool-Aid.
It is about that time of year, yes.
We have 5 different flavors for you
We
today.
do indeed.
What are those flavors?
The flavors are watermelon,
Uh-huh.
cherry,
Uh-huh.
tropical punch,
Oh,
blue raspberry,
yeah.
and of course, camera 3, please,
Hold on.
grape. Wink. So those are our flavors today for the Travu.
And your rating scale, as Chris had said, 1 to 5 booties.
1 to 5 booties.
3.5 booties or greater means you respect that ass.
Very true.
And we'll go through each flavor. And you can kind of let us know if you respect that flavor's ass.
Well, I didn't think that part of the critique all the way through.
Sorry, I'll rephrase that. If you respect the ass of that flavor.
There we go. Glad you rephrased that. As we all have, we grew up on the good old Missouri wine known as Kool-Aid. Very delicious.
So was Kool-Aid a big staple of your youth?
It absolutely was.
I feel like it was mine too.
The people always attribute Kool-Aid to blacks, but every human being I've ever come across who's lived in America for more than 12 months adores Kool-Aid. So I don't know why we specifically get it, because I've gone to plenty of soccer events where the white kids are pounding grape juice. and all the other flavors. So, but it's a delightful beverage for all you parents out there who listen to our show. You don't always have to
Think
have
it's
too
taking a
much
hit?
sugar.
I
think
think
it's a bad rap.
Sugar
Yeah,
being
you ain't got to put all the
vilified.
sugar in it. You can add your own little flavor. Throw in some orange slices. Throw in your little own cherries. Throw in your apple slices. You can put those in your beverage and make it a little bit healthier. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But today we went pure sugar. We absolutely went nothing but sugar on this one. We did not healthify this up. We just wanted sugar and food coloring.
I have a little video too of us going shopping for Kool-Aid.
I think I recall this. Travis and Gartner go to the store.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, a 5-cent package makes 2 quarts of Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, 9 great flavors, the drink you love. Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid,
For the very best drink you ever made.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid,
Be sure that the envelope says
Kool-Aid.
Travis just shoved the child out of the way if you're not watching the video.
Oh, yeah, motherfucker.
Oh, do you feel good about this?
So let's talk about that video really quick. Man, we were just trying to get some good B-roll coverage, and Gardner came up with the idea, like, hey, man, what about the Kool-Aid Man busting in at the end of the video? And then we hit him with the drop that you dropped on the radio a few months ago. I'm like, all right, let's see what that looks like. And that's what that looks like.
So you're proud of this?
I wouldn't say proud, but it happened, and we all experienced it. Together. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Were you looked at as odd while you were perusing the Kool-Aid
Yes,
aisle?
because that was shot just the day before the big snowstorm. So people were actually in the grocery store buying
right.
meaningful things.
Like, don't you know there's bread to be had?
Yeah. Gardner and I
I was about to shove the kids out of the way because they were all after them Kool-Aid packets.
was like, oh, that looked good. And Gardner was like, shoo, get.
Perfect.
And there was a guy with a pallet of fruit juice next to us trying to stock, and I'm trying to.
We're trying to film. I'm like,
Yeah.
hello,
Get out of the way, dude.
artist at work. If you could please stop what you're doing in your minimum wage job and accommodate us.
That's
That'd be
classic
nice.
Travis.
It is us.
Really tried to take down people hard at work.
We really did. We're idiots.
This is why you liberals don't relate.
This is very true. We just go to middle class America and we film in front of their Kool-Aid
And
packages.
then you become victims.
Yeah, that's also true. All right, so where should we start?
Well, yeah, let's see. What's your favorite take the title here, Gardner? What do you think the strongest contender is?
That blue raspberry, and some of the research I've done has gotten high ratings.
So blue raspberry. We're talking March Madness. We're talking it's tournament season, baby.
But
Let's
it's
describe
tough.
them with universities.
It's tough to go away from a blue blood like grape.
Ooh, so this would be kind of your Duke, Kentucky, Kansas.
I'll go. Yeah, that's your blue blood,
You
right?
Your blue
think?
blood, so
Or
you got
UCLA, like it's dominant. Like there used to not be that many flavors, right? So maybe grape was like the best for the first 10 years of its existence.
Or maybe it's still lingering though. So maybe it could be Indiana.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You always, for some reason, you respect it,
All
right?
right.
Yeah.
So I say blue raspberry is like your Gonzaga.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah,
blue
that makes
raspberry
sense.
has
It might
been very
sneak up on
popular.
you.
Yeah, it will sneak up on you, and you look up and like, oh my God, they're in the Final
And
Four.
white people love it.
And white people do love it. So blue raspberry. So I'm moving that into the seating. This is where it gets really interesting because these are the very ethnic basketball teams. So you got watermelon, tropical
Gardner,
punch, and cherry.
Is it possible to put you over here?
Not right now.
Not right now. Okay.
So
Folks
watermelon.
Can't see the Kool-Aid.
So okay, all right. So then I'll go.
Then let's just do this.
Look at that.
Doink, 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 doink.
It's really important.
Keys on the table.
So there we go. And we're gonna follow that up with that.
Grape, blue raspberry.
So watermelon would probably be. It's got to be a Southern university. Let's go with watermelon's Florida.
Interesting.
Good schools. So
What about like an Auburn?
in Auburn, I like that. I'm game with that.
You want it to be an SEC school?
Yes. So then we got tropical punch. I feel
it's
like
not Kentucky.
no. This,
But
this
if you
is-
don't pay attention, they'll smack you.
Maybe it's like Tennessee. right now. What
Yes,
Tennessee
it's a
is-
team that they could lose in the first round, or they can make it all the way to the Final Four.
Yeah, maybe I'll go watermelon bee in Tennessee.
Okay. Then I got Tropical Punch here.
That's more of a classic. Too.
This is a classic. I want to go West Coast team on this one. I am going to say they are. Can they be Arizona or Oregon?
I would have said Arizona in the past. They've had some issues here.
Yes,
in the
they
past
have.
Couple of years.
They have, and I think Tropical Punch has had some issues.
Is Tropical Punch problematic?
Yeah, very problematic.
Then it is Arizona.
Okay, very well. And then finally, Cherry.
With westward expansion, Arizona's not that great anymore.
I feel like Cherry should be
Oh,
a
this
Big
is-
East team. So I think Cherry's probably Georgetown.
Boy, I mean, Georgetown's had some
Here, I'm
runs,
gonna pop
but
back
maybe
up here real quick.
UConn. I
Okay.
mean,
Is it still in the upper echelon? Is the problem?
Cherry is an
I
all-time
think Cherry
favorite.
is an all-time.
Then it
go-to.
can't be Georgetown,
Okay.
and it can't be. I mean, what it might.
How about
be,
Syracuse? How about Syracuse? Could Cherry be Syracuse?
Not
could
enough
be,
history.
But you know what? What if it's kind of a mid-major? It's a non-football school,
You want to go Butler?
but a classic. To me, at least.
Okay.
And if you want me to try and go in the East, what about Villanova?
Ooh,
that's strong.
That's true. They've won 2 of the last 3
Strong.
championships.
Like you'll kind of forget about it, and then all of a sudden they have
like,
this,
and it makes sense. You're just like, oh yeah, they did have like the
Traditional
top 5
power.
They're big time
Hey,
powerhouse.
yeah, they are. To me, they are. Just, I mean, they've had success in the past.
They've had
too.
success in the past, and of recent, they've been one of the most dominant basketball programs in the country.
and
Cherry
not the,
belongs
not
in
the
there.
sexiest, not the new school.
No,
right?
no.
Yeah.
Very
But
old
it'll
school.
sneak up
Old
on you. It's
Big
like, oh, I
East.
still like Cherry.
Exactly.
So I
What about the
think
kids that
Cherry's
would get
Villanova.
the cherry Kool-Aid mustache and their moms would
Oh,
wipe it
man,
off? What was
that'd
up
be
with
so-
them?
Like
that
me?
was so
That's
dope.
bad kids.
That was what?
What?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, we would do it a lot. My mom would be like, "Come here, baby," and then she'll like,
I
"Thanks,
would do it on
mom."
purpose.
You look like a little loser-ass kid. I bet you had
man.
snotty noses,
That's
too.
why I got this bushy ass beard right now.
I would
Under
do it.
this is 18 years of
I would do
Kool-Aid.
it on purpose. Oh, look, I look like Charlie Chaplin.
See?
Okay, get your ass over here. You look like Hitler.
Yes, well, that too.
Get that off your lip.
Well,
And
that's
you- and
specifically.
you're 7. How do you know who Charlie Chaplin is?
Well, I mean, in 6th grade, I did own a board game that
Ah.
featured our current president.
Oh, we did Home Alone too.
I owned the Trump board game.
Oh, there was a board game.
Yeah, when I
we
was
got to
in
get into
6th
that.
grade.
Add that to the trivia list. We'll add that to the
I
trivia
don't
list.
even remember how to play it.
I don't either, but we need to find it.
I
and
remember
let's see
I
if we
would
can
try
play
to
it.
find ways to cheat and get other people's money. Though.
How ironic! How weird is that?
I do know I did that,
I'm the best grifter ever.
so I think I played the game
I
right.
think you nailed it, my friend.
Would a huge baseball announcement be worth just dropping in on in between the Kool-Aid announcement, or do we wait till after the segment?
Wait till after.
Okay, great.
We don't want to get too
That's a
sidetracked.
tease. That's
That
a
is a very
tease.
good
That's
tease.
good, huh?
All right, so let's
We have
get
enough ADD. We need.
Yeah,
to-
we're very bad at that. Let's start with the go-to number one. I'm going with grape out the gate. We're gonna give this a little taste-see. Grape is very delicious. Always
Right?
a go-to. I don't know what it is about grape. Something about grapes. They're just so delicious.
Grape Kool-Aid.
Grape.
Hold on one second. Hold on. There you go.
Take you back to your childhood. That's not okay. Let's not do that
Just
ever
wanted to
again.
Make sure Chris was paying attention. Oh, grape still got it. Grape still strong.
Now, will you pass out at the end of this?
No doubt about it. In fact, if someone could donate a leg, that'd be very nice.
As a kid, did you ever reach in a sugar bag and eat just raw sugar?
No.
Nah, me either.
No.
We were
My mama would have. Ooh, Lord, she would have beat the. Ooh,
in the break.
Jesus.
We were. We went through quite a few sugar packets. out
Yeah,
there.
we did. Yeah, we did.
I'm genuinely worried for your health.
Absolutely. You guys won't be mad at me if I crash at 2:30 today, would you? All right, let's go. Blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry, little sour for my taste, little new school.
I'm
for
with
me.
you as well, Chris. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
The
This
color
is-
throws you off because when you're a kid, you're like, "That's cool."
That's
looking."
cool. Look at it. You taste that. Nah. So I don't know if you want this at the end of a summer workout, but let's give it a taste.
You drink Kool-Aid after workouts, huh?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up.
We might have a contender.
Oh my. Blue raspberry from way downtown. Bang.
Wow.
So blue raspberry, I am going to put you a little bit ahead of the grape. Oh,
a
wow. I
traditional
did not- I
power
didn't
in
see
grape
that.
goes down.
Right, this is wow. This is a major development with blue raspberry. That was
Now-
pretty damn delish. The color just jumps As Chris just mentioned, it's like Avatar in a glass. It's just so beautiful to look at.
Now, what was Blue Raspberry? Was that Gonzaga?
I think that was your Gonzaga.
Okay.
That was your Gonzaga. Solid play, good zone
Wow.
team, great defense.
I might pick
strong
my-
on the glass.
Coach just keeps sticking around.
Yeah.
I might pick my champion in my bracket.
Based off this.
Yeah.
taste test here.
Boy, wouldn't that be great.
All right. We're going with watermelon.
Dude, get that. Take another drink with the close-up. Derek Dockett, gonna need a gift.
Oh.
That looks a little radioactive. It looks a little chalky, but is it tasty?
It looks like watermelon.
It does.
It's going to have to go to the back of the bus. Wait.
You did that, not me.
Now,
But I might have put it in there knowing you might do something along those lines.
so
I
no
might have
good.
set you up.
So
What-
watermelon's going
Can you
to the
think of a fruit that would be like watermelon mushed up into water or ice chips would be the least needed fruit to have anything added to it,
True.
right? Like that would be better if you just had a watermelon slushy with real watermelon, no anything added. It would be better than the Kool-Aid, right?
No doubt.
Can we say that about any other fruit?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Watermelon,
also-
you're noble. You're a noble invention.
We need to go
Of God.
and we need to have a future conversation about people who put salt on their watermelon, but that's a conversation for another day.
Pretty good.
Wow. All right, so we're going with tropical punch. Tropical punch can be hit or miss. Mm-hmm. Certain parts of the country, tropical punch is huge.
I think it's played. I think it was big in the '60s because it was.
I think it had to come back in the mid '90s,
maybe.
very briefly. But I'm with you now.
At the
I think
Aldi's you guys shopped at.
it literally made a comeback. It was literally back in
Right.
stores. No, tropical punch I think had a strong run in the '90s, but now it's appropriated a lot of other flavors. So I think people do find tropical punch to be problematic. So let's give it a go. Okay, tropical punch still is knocking down its free throws, rebounding, and they're not beating themselves. So tropical punch is ahead of grape
Ahead of grape.
and slightly behind blue raspberry right
Are you
now.
kidding
Yes,
me?
I think tropical punch
Man.
just came through. That was a strong play. Knocked down its free throws, Chris.
Listen.
When you hit your free throws in the second half of ball games, those are generally the difference makers. And they did that.
We have a request from Danny in the Facebook comments.
Okay.
Tomorrow, can you taste Weiler's as the NIT? Is
It's not a bad idea.
Weiler's a generic Kool-Aid?
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
That's great.
That's not bad at all. All right, so here we go, cherry.
Now, I want to make sure I get it right, too. Blue Raspberry,
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, Tropical Punch.
Tropical punch.
Was that Tennessee?
That was Tennessee.
Okay.
So this is for all the marbles.
This is
Cherry,
What was
traditional power, Indiana.
So grape was the blue blood.
right.
So maybe I'm going to pick Duke, Gonzaga, Tennessee right now for a Final Four.
I like it so far. All right, so here's the cherry, the good old go-to.
It's taking him back. I remember being on the playground, all the kids picking on him. The girls not talking to him. Him lying that he had a good crossover.
This is obviously better than watermelon,
Good.
but I don't think it's stronger than grape.
It's a traditional power.
So I'm going to put it in between watermelon and grape.
Interesting.
And so I think it will be Gonzaga as the winner. Now, we could go down and do booty scores of
Yep,
each.
each one.
Let's start with our least favorite. That, of course, is watermelon. A little bit tart. I'm like Chris, very cloudy. I like to see through sometimes my Kool-Aid.
That could have been my fault.
No worries. I'm going to have to give watermelon 2 booties.
Ooh,
I do
that's
not
weak.
respect that flavorful ass. All right, then we're going to move up to cherry. Cherry, I can see through it. Always a good go-to. Definitely replenished my thirst.
You get
But
thirsty, that's a sign of diabetes, right?
But I will say this. I did not go to Flavor Town.
Mm.
And you know I like Flavor Town.
You do. You're a resident most
So
of the time.
I'm only going to be able to give cherry for being 100. 2.5 booties. I do not respect that cherry ass. Now we're getting up to the big boys. First, let's start with grape. Grape, you're always a great go-to. You had a
Grape
strong-
frozen, too.
Oh, very
right?
delicious. Great because you have legacy status. So I cannot give you anything less than 3. But you sort of underperformed. You did not come through.
Are they resting on their laurels a bit?
They kind of did. They were like, oh, we deserve to have a better seed than 5. We're this school.
Coach maybe doesn't go on that extra recruiting trip he was supposed to because they're, they'll come to
Had
me.
a few guys transfer out halfway through the season. They could have been better than what they were. Grape, based off your legacy, I can only give you 3.5 booties.
That is.
Respect that ass.
I will respect the Grape ass. And again, that's based off legacy. You got it. Grape earned this right. This is 20 years of hard work by Grape.
They just got bounced before they made it to the Sweet 16, but under their circumstances, that's not a successful
No, they
season.
should at least have been.
Boosters are not happy.
No, Grape should at least have been a Final Four team. They had 2 McDonald All-Americans, and they just did not come through. All right, so now we're going to Tropical Punch. Tropical Punch, strong showing. Considering that it's been down since the mid-'90s, for Tropical Punch to come through what it did in 2019, I have to tip my cap to them. Tropical Punch, you get 4 booties.
Wow.
4
Tropical
booties
Punch.
for Tropical Punch.
Respect that ass.
I respect that tropical ass. And finally, I tell you what, coming into this, I anticipated Blue Raspberry going down early. I really did. I didn't think they had enough players, not enough depth. Sometimes they can knock down their free throws. But one thing they do very well, they're shifty. They show up to the gym early. They leave late. Strong on the bounce and chest pass. They just do everything fundamentally well.
You mean they're scrappy?
Very scrappy. Hard-nosed player. Cerebral at times. Blue Raspberry. 4 booties. I respect that Blue Raspberry ass.
Respect that ass.
Wow, so they won the title, but it was they won it by 4 points in a closely contested game with
Yes,
Tropical Punch.
they did everything they needed to do to get to where they were. They weren't the most talented team, but when it was time to execute, they executed better than anyone. Blue Raspberry, you are the champion.
This has been the Trevu. Trevu reviews Kool-Aid. Now he's going to pass out from a sugar-induced coma.
I am ready to take a nap.
Do you feel good about that?
I do feel very good about it. Now I'm excited because now I'm charged up about your teaser news. You had a little teaser baseball news for us. So what's the big word?
Black
What's happening?
Sheep sent
Because
a
my phone is
message.
blowing up and I don't know what's happening.
The Black Sheep sent a message, and he said, "Holy Mike Trout," and from Jeff Passan on Twitter. Star center fielder Mike Trout and Los Angeles Angels are finalizing a record-breaking 12-year contract worth more than $430 million. Sources familiar with the deal tell ESPN.
God. 400 and what, Chris?
$30 million.
$430 million over 12 years? What kind of
You respect that ass?
I respect that ass.
You don't think he cratered? He couldn't have got 5 if he was on the open market?
Bro.
No, wait.
I'm
going back to the radio
he
show
literally
here.
what?
Remember when you took issue with Mike Trout for not branding himself properly?
Oh boy. Camera 3, Gardner. I'd like to make an apology. Mike Trout. My bad.
Camera 3 rant.
Congratulations. $430 million. Let me say this. Travis Terrell is an idiot. He knows absolutely nothing about marketing and branding.
Keep going.
He's a
I like this.
moron. I can't believe that idiot went on radio, listened by real people, and said something as stupid that Mike Trout isn't marketable. Clearly, he knows absolutely nothing about sports. Travis Terrell, you can go to hell. $430 million, Chris, over 12 years. That's guaranteed.
if only
That's guaranteed. Mike Trout doesn't have to swing a baseball bat ever again,
it probably-
and he's halfway home to $1 billion.
But he's not like living anywhere that's beautiful or anything like that.
Mike Trout figured it out. He got me. He got me good on that.
Yeah.
one.
Now that he's
430. That makes up for all the money that he had left on
you
the
think-
table, not going out advertising himself.
Do you think the Phillies are like, man, we were going to sign you next year?
So Harper got 330.
So what's he going to do with this jack? Is he going to become 50-year-old tech entrepreneur that's throwing these up every time he sees you in Newport?
Okay, I know there are going to be rules that are going to likely have to be changed when it comes to
Hopefully
player
he
compensation.
will finance National Treasure 3.
Why
Yep,
didn't
there we
idiot?
go.
I'm an idiot. He's in L.A.
Of,
He's down
hey,
the block
it's not
from
a bad,
Hollywood. That makes sense.
They're in town this year. I might have to talk to him about that.
Not a bad plan, given that Adam Dunn helped finance an Oscar-winning film.
So what does that mean? They have between two players, Albert and Mike Trout.
Boy, they did not learn their lesson, did they?
That's still because with Albert, you still have about
Oh, I owe him
125,
so much money.
$140 million still in the
Plus
books,
it's
right?
Much different ages, however.
Very much different age, but they have at least $500 million locked up into two players.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, these
True.
are these
Over.
Are,
Over.
Over $500 million locked up
Plus,
into two
let's
players.
not forget, technically, Albert can hang out in the owner's box for 10 years after with his services contract?
Oh, he will.
He's just the ambassador now.
But here's
Paid.
the thing I'm wondering now. We're seeing the Machado deal, the Harper deal, and now we're seeing the Trout extension. I think the momentum that was, oh, man, the players have a beef. If there's a strike, they have an argument. I'm not saying that goes away because of this signing, but I think it does put a wet blanket on some of that argument. $430 million over 12 years is the most insane contract in the history of professional
but
sports.
you're talking about a small number of contracts.
Very true.
And that's
But
a
if
simple counter
And
argument, I think, to make.
And he's a once-in-a-lifetime player. He's better than, he's unbelievable.
he may go down as the greatest baseball players of all time. 430. That is, I knew that there was going to come a day where we would witness that contract.
I don't care what you bring up in Great American Race. I get extra points because Mike Trout did it for the Cawks.
Oh boy, that could be huge. That could be huge. I'm glad you brought it up, Chris. It is time to fly over the heartland, coast to coast, as we select the next Great American Race.
Switched it.
Damn it, son of a. See, now this one doesn't have a theme song yet. May I sing?
Dum 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 dum.
America,
Dum, dum, dum.
you can be great.
Dun, 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 dun,
Set your
dun.
pace on the
Dum,
Great
dum, dum,
American
dum, dum.
Race.
Chariots of Fire. I like that.
That was pretty good.
Let's do this. Trav.
You kick it off.
we
You
do
kick it
this.
off. I kicked it
We
off
have
last
credit
time.
scores, and we work through. I'm destroying Travis
Oh,
at
boy.
770 to
boy.
700. And I think I'm going to hit you with an okey doke. It's somebody that's, he's been here all along, but I'll let you know I haven't forgotten about him.
Oh, boy.
Ben Carson's schedule shows Friday trips to Florida, lunch with My Pillow Friday. My Pillow founder. For 5 Fridays out of 31, Ben Carson was off or had no appointments. For 5 or more, he left before 2 p.m. to fly to South Florida, where he owns a mansion. Travis Harrell, I present to you Ben Carson, bringing down the good, great, wonderful spirit of the African American in 2019. Ben Carson's daily schedule. Oh, this is from NBC News. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, I have.
Ben Carson's daily schedule from 17 shows a HUD secretary who held senior staff meetings once a week, lunched with the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Hey, dog, you see my picture of me as Jesus? And the founder of My Pillow, and left work before 2 p.m. on some Fridays to fly to his Florida mansion. Half of the Fridays, Carson worked a traditional 8 or 9 hour days. For 5 of the Fridays, he was off or had no appointments. For 5 or more Fridays, he left before 2 p.m. to get to the airport to fly to South Florida, where he owns a house valued at $4.3 million. For the remaining 6, he had no scheduled appointments past 3 p.m., and all he had a dozen weekend trips to South Florida during the 31 weeks. I realize this mirrors your schedule, Travis,
it
but
does, very
replace South
close.
Florida with junk food stores in the Grand Center general area. How do you feel about this? I guess my point would be Ben Carson, he goes in, he's working directly with your nemesis, Mr. Donald Trump. He's supposed to be taking care of HUD. He's out gallivanting around, hanging out in Florida, of all places. You know, they got gators and meth heads and painkillers down there. And we've got a lot of oversight going on here, and it appears he has been given a great position of power and he has abused it, according to this article.
Here's the thing.
As he is not bringing maximum output to
Here's the thing.
the position, in a very needed position.
Considering
and
how-
if you disagree, you hate black people.
Look, considering how corrupt this
You like that?
administration is, the fact that Ben Carson, black man, continues to still have a job is just a testament to my community. It's a testament that even when we do dirt well enough to still hang around in the most corrupt administration in the history of this country. So actually, I think this works counter to your point that he's proven to be a great black man, being able to do these nefarious things and still not be called out by the
So
mainstream
you're
media.
saying he's slick. You're
No,
saying he
I'm
should be
saying-
rewarded for evading.
I'm saying he's a brain surgeon, and he's figured it out.
I'll say this. He previously reported by NBC News Carson's signature initiative, Envision Centers. Oh, those sound nice, right?
Okay.
Like a one-stop shop for social services at locations around the country.
Right.
Oh, it was yet to open any locations despite a launch last June. So we'll be at 1 year coming up this summer with 0 opened. You feel good about that?
I just think Ben Carson is doing what his president has told him to do.
Is some mobster in Arizona running his Envision
I think
centers?
this is what's happening. I think this is what he's left himself open to that.
Sure sounds like the Rascal Flats restaurants and the Toby Keith I Love This Bar and Grills.
How do you feel about this? He's also proposed 18% cuts for his agency and again calls for tripling rents on those who live in public housing. A request that failed last year. He's also seeking to cut funding for public housing repairs, though each year 10,000 units of public housing are lost to decay, according to his own department. Dr. Ben, African-American Carson, everybody. Here's Ben.
That's not bad. It's
You like
not
how I tagged that?
that's-
Now, Travis, real quick, if you could too, explain the point of the game. We never really did.
Well, the object is basically for Chris to come up with disparaging news about the black community or find news that he
Ooh, it's
believes
tough.
would disparage the black
tough.
community. And my job is to find stories that I believe would poorly reflect on the white community. And then Gardner, of course, being the very wise arbiter that he is, he will ultimately decide which story was more detrimental to whose community. So Chris came out the gate, not bad. Swing with Ben Carson.
I
That's
think it
not
was really
a bad
good.
play.
Just because you downplay what
we
I
sold
pull
out
off.
Ben. We basically sold Ben Carson off for basically
I'm sorry.
2 boxes of biscuits from Popeyes
Mm.
2 years ago. So the fact that you continue to bring him up as if he's still black is
he's-
funny to me
he's
because
still here.
he's technically not black anymore.
still here.
We filed the paperwork, and last time I checked, it went through. So sure, Ben Carson, he's out in the wild doing his own thing. If you want to call him a brother, so be it. But Chris,
He's as black as Waka Flocka Flame, man.
I tell you what, it has been a very difficult last 10 days for white America. Because
By what standards? I mean, it's still pretty good.
well,
if I could say so
that's fair.
myself.
You guys still are on third base.
Right.
But one thing that has been very troubling over the last few days is seeing these stories about these very affluent white people who have very mediocre children who do their best to cheat the system that already advantages them. And the ringleader,
Advantages them.
it's not Lori Loughlin or Felicity Huffman or William H. Macy. No. White man, Rick Singer. He's the man at the center of all this. This is the middleman. This is the guy who set it all up around the country where he would take money from these very rich, stupid white people and get their stupid ass kids into these
What do
very
you have a
elite
problem with
universities.
that? What do you have a problem with that?
This man, not only did he just set every major white supremacist argument on fire
Wait, what?
with this approach.
What?
He's burning it all down. This guy is a leaking ship. He's not only bitch ass for setting up this agency to take advantage of these stupid rich people, but he had the nerve to do it under underprivileged charities. Charities that he said was going to help black and brown minorities. Instead,
Do you have a direct quote?
he was using that. He was using that money to enrich himself.
Name one brother that would have been on the crew team at USC. Just one.
Not
Name one.
Maybe Reggie Bush.
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson definitely would have been out there.
Where our topics collide.
This was some of the words he had to say.
Listen, man, this whole thing. No, please go ahead. Say your quote, sir.
Oh, he says, when families pay for either taking the test or going through the side door, all the money goes through my foundation. And then I pay it out to whoever needs to get paid.
Those are all like negative words.
Singer
you,
said to
John.
one parent in a conversation recorded by law enforcement. So not only did he come up with this nefarious scam, but this bitch ass, he wasn't paying no taxes on it. He was up here defrauding even some of these parents with fake documents. This guy whited like no white man has ever whited before.
May I speak up?
I mean, you can attempt to.
Your cute little scandal.
Fight for my life.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robert. Your cute little scandal affected, I don't know, 270 people. Mine affects thousands of black and brown
See,
people
that's
on
the
a daily
narrow-minded
basis.
thinking
And it's
that you are in trouble with every day.
And it's attack on his own. I would expect that out of
This
a
exposed
racist white. As a black man, I would expect that. See, I can switch when it's necessary.
See, for years, white people have said you're only at this school because you're black, because you're a woman,
Nobody
because
thought
you're
that
tall.
about you. You're just super smart.
Well, thank you. But this entire time, they've been gaming.
He took that as a real
the
compliment.
system.
He was like, that felt good.
So not only is Singer bitch ass, but he's a snitch. He's a snitch. So when he got caught in the jackpot, he started squealing like a baby back bitch. So a very disappointing moment, I would imagine, for the white community, for someone to set up a scam to get caught in a system where other white people run the system and then snitch on said white people. That's pretty bad, man.
Nope.
You snitching on the same white people that gave you money. That's pretty white. I don't know how y'all gonna stop that one. Good luck, my friend. Gardner, I trust you will be very objective and you will see the point of my argument.
Well, you
I,
can't argue for yourself.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm sorry.
I don't care about the snitching. I'd snitch. I'll tell you right now, I'll snitch on anyone. If you put me in a position where I need to.
Oh, good God, man.
Yeah. What are you going to do to me? Ruin my life?
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
That's where I have the leverage.
Oh, boy.
No, yeah, I would snitch on you, Travis.
Jesus.
Anyone.
Oh, my.
No, so wait,
There ain't
you
nothing
don't
wrong
work.
with snitching.
You don't worship
Did you
at
do
the altar.
something wrong? You did something wrong.
According to who?
If I'm snitching, you must have done something wrong if they're going to charge you
That
with
is not
crime
how it
after-
works.
Well, you've obviously done something wrong.
No, that's because the law said I did something wrong. Doesn't
That's
mean I did something
exactly-
wrong.
Okay, did this guy do something wrong? He's snitching. Did he do something wrong? Did the other people do something
They
wrong?
gave him money to put their kids into school.
Did they do something wrong?
They skirted the system.
Your answer is yes then.
Yeah, he did. They did something wrong.
Okay, I don't care then.
So you gonna snitch?
I
You was in the wrong too.
Yeah, get some time off mine.
Whoa.
On that note, I
And I'm
bet
just
Ben
telling the
Carson
truth.
snitched on people too.
Oh
Is
my
he
God.
lying? Is he lying?
No.
Of course. He's just being
His
honest.
reasons aren't pure
oh my
though.
God. Gardner, you a snitch too?
I would be a snitch, yes. Most certainly.
Okay.
I take my chances.
All right.
To me, there's no honorability in not snitching.
First of all, Chris Correa
not
is a
noble.
god in these parts.
Thank you.
And that's
Respect him.
I'm upset with you now, Gardner.
I don't find nobility in it.
So not being a tattletale, you don't find nobility in not being a tattletale.
No.
That is, what kind of society did you grow up in, man?
Your society.
Oh boy.
I'm here. I'm a product of your society.
This is
It's not my fault.
This is your fault. Yes, it is.
Do
I
That's
just
what I'm
blamed
talking
you.
about.
I just blamed you.
Look at what he just did. That's now you, the whitest man that's ever whited.
Man, Gardner, you might want to add some credit score points to my score.
Oh,
because
come on, man. Be courageous for once.
Your snitching argument did not sell me on anything.
Oh my God, unbelievable.
You were good on some other stuff, though.
Okay.
I will say that. You found a good story.
You said Gardner is a just arbiter, and we'll see my point. We're gonna share this pizza, and you can have one slice. Here you go, guys.
You did well though in the other aspects of it.
Okay.
You found a story that if you're looking for a whitest thing a white man's ever done, you found one.
Thank you. Thank you.
What you should have highlighted more though were the schools involved too. I think because if you wanted to go that route in
Why didn't you pick Grambling to get your kid in?
kind of
Yeah.
if you would have spotlighted like Yale,
Harris
USC.
Stowe's over here begging to get bribed.
I mean, if you would have said lacrosse crew, Stanford sailing coach. You could have enhanced your argument even more. Chris went Ben Carson. You don't claim Ben Carson.
We don't.
You don't claim Ben Carson. You don't speak for all your people. You said we don't. I would
Some
tend to
people
agree
are proud
with you,
of
though.
Dr. Carson.
But I am not going to judge him based on that. I can't. I don't have that perspective. I did not grow up black.
Nice. I did.
So I don't know what happens over time. That's not for me to decide.
Okay.
So I can't use that. I thought it was a novel argument to make against Chris. But Chris brought up, some might say it's cliched. You found kind of a newer story, but it is cliched as well. But Ben Carson is tough to deal with for you and for your people, especially when you believe what you believe.
Okay.
I thought this was a pretty even matchup. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to deduct 30 points from Chris's credit score.
Okay.
He's going down to 740.
Oh, we can do scores in real time.
Oh, wow. We have real-time scoring
I am
now?
going to deduct 30 points from Travis's.
Okay, I can still get a nice Mazda.
You go down to 670.
I can still get a nice little townhome.
And for you calling baby back bitches about snitches, you lose 20 more points.
Oh,
You go down
come
to 640.
on! Oh, come on! You gotta be kidding me!
Oh, it feels good.
Not when I embrace
Feels good to-
snitching culture.
Feels good to earn this victory.
Oh, my
On own.
goodness!
All right, I'll do this. I'll give you 10 more points back.
Okay,
All right,
all
I'll
right.
just take 10 away.
Sounds affirmative.
for the no comment for your comments on snitches. So
Also, by the way, he embarrassed not only that, he embarrassed Aunt Becky and ruined the legacy of Full House. How does that not hurt white America more?
Time's
did
up.
not ruin the legacy. of
Felicity
Full House.
Huffman was on Desperate Housewives.
Once everyone found out what Bob Saget's comedy was like, then Full House.
May
was-
I also say,
Very true.
Dave Coulier gave us one of the best alternative rock albums of the mid-'90s. He was the entire inspiration for Jagged Little Pill. That's right.
Oh, come on.
Alanis Morissette, Why Do You Hate Feminism? I'm getting good at this.
Oh, come on.
I've been listening to Garrigus.
Yeah. I've been paying attention to how people end arguments on Twitter, so now I just use it here.
Do your research.
Do your research.
This is bull, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's pretty. I said it was a pretty even debate there.
Doesn't look even on the
Ain't
scoreboard.
everything about this scandal is as white can be. It's whiter than white bread.
But
And
here-
it showed-
here's-
and ain't a
This
ethnic
is why-
person in the vicinity of the
That's why I
scandal.
said my issue is with that. You could have enhanced. It was your argument. It wasn't the story. It was you.
But my voice raised.
But Chris, he just read off an article. He just read it. He just read it off his computer. He didn't make an argument. He
That
just
was the
read
argument.
stuff.
It was an argument. I built
Your
a, I built
rebuttal
a, I
wasn't
built
good.
a pillar.
My rebuttal was strong that we don't even claim Ben Carson. He's not even part of my community. Thus, how can he affect my community?
A genetics,
That-
a genetics
you
test
can't
administered by that
know
doctor.
your
would say
audience,
different.
right? Know your audience. The arbiter who you're trying to tell that to is white as can be.
Yes.
I can't say that.
But you can banish people. Y'all don't claim Eric Greitens anymore.
Who?
I'm going
The
target.
whites.
I'm shooting targets with him Saturday.
Oh, boy.
We're Clay Pigeons, dude. You
Going
ain't ever
out
do
to
that? It's
Innsbruck.
relaxing, man.
Oh, boy.
You ever do that? Drink
How
a,
am I going to tell a black person they're not part of the black
You
community?
Drink
don't have to
drink a
tell them.
hand-
I can
but-
tell you to tell them. And that same
No,
difference.
And I'm not going to.
My friend Travis, excuse me, mister, on the corner of Natural Bridge and Kings Highway. My friend said that you're not black anymore, and his name's Travis.
Thank you. That's as simple as that.
I can't walk that line.
When was the last time you saw Ben Carson kicking it with other black people?
I don't mind Ben Carson. I think
Exactly.
he's got some good points, dude.
Oh, well, you kidding me? Like, I wouldn't even...
Hop, why don't you like Ben Carson,
If
man?
I got
He's a good
shot in the
dude.
stomach right now, Ben
He's a
Carson was
doctor.
outside, I'll walk right past his ass. If I was shot in the stomach and Ben Carson was in our lobby, I would walk right past him.
Because he's a brain surgeon. He doesn't necessarily.
He
That's
should
right.
still
He
know
doesn't
how
have
to-
time for you anyway.
That's a good point.
If you got shot in the head, you'd be a good person.
That's
huh?
a good
He's
point.
a brain surgeon.
That's okay. I didn't think about that.
What was
part.
that friend bear thing we used to
As
say
you
about
take
him?
a sip from your blue.
In his book, didn't he talk about a bear
I'll
being
show him.
friendly? Is that what it was? Ben Carson. We would say friend bear.
They made fun
That's
of
it.
him on The Daily Show, I believe. I don't think it was real.
No,
they kind of
he
mocked him.
Yeah, I think he said something about a bear, and he stabbed somebody. I don't know. He is what
Damn,
he
man,
is.
you got to put all this business out there?
He wrote it in a book.
Oh, okay.
I don't adhere to your street rules when it comes to published works,
So
sir.
740 to 660 is where we stand.
Uh-huh. What was my your anointed buffer? Because I always start ahead.
You had a 100-point lead.
Oh, a 50-point lead.
But it's been deducted already. Okay, so I'm truly whooping his ass. Okay.
The financial system is set up against
The
blacks.
great American race. Thank God the white
And
guys
make sure
got the higher
it
score.
wasn't my buffer. Travis had that idea. So
No, I get
don't
it.
put that on me.
You hate yourself and the tone of your skin. Do you feel good about this, Travis?
I mean, their kids were named Lori.
Again, name one brother that was going to crew. Hey, I could paddle.
Had I known this was how we
Hey!
supposed to get in,
Hey!
if I knew that's all it took for me to get into USC was simply
You know my favorite part?
pretending to be on the crew and have my mom donate, a couple $100,000, I would have gone that route.
I've seen you swim. That would be deathly if they were like, hey, we need you. We actually need you today.
I'd be like,
Would you
hey.
risk life
And
to
I'd be
be able to go to 10 a.m. class?
I'm like, shit, man. Like, my ACL.
I've heard of a linebacker who went on a mountain hiking trip who did that right before they climbed the mountain. So wait, you know my favorite whole thing about the whole story, if we're breaking character from the Great American Race? The photo that they sent was her daughter lazily like pulling a gym rowing machine. She couldn't even go put her in a canoe at REI, man. She said, here's me rowing. Did I say the store wrong?
No, I think that's the right store. I
Okay.
just think
That's my favorite part of the story.
the part of the sketch.
That
is
shows
just-
the audacity that was involved.
Yes,
And I was
agree.
not out of mode yet. I deducted
Whoa!
points from Chris for helping Travis. Chris is down to 700
All right,
points.
the blacks are back in the ball game.
You should have really used that part.
Yeah, the
fake
blacks
row,
of the faking row. Oh, yeah.
fake row machine was good.
And the blacks are back.
Travis for saying that.
Oh, come on! I can't share my own community.
You
Oh,
want to shut your mouth. You weren't talking and you were winning. That should tell you something about your arguments. Someone else was talking and then you started winning. Or at least getting closer. Not winning, but drawing closer.
this is so difficult.
Hey,
This is
you
so
want
hard to get away.
you want you to lose more points? We're gonna have Adele Givens, legendary black comic, in here Friday. That should lose her points in the black community for being around us.
I would probably agree. Poor her. What a terrible, terrible decision she has made. But we'll make it work.
Good stuff, everybody. Time for some fair or foul. Real quick, I got to thank Tech Electronics for the wonderful setup in the studio that we have here at Midcoast Media. Check out midcoast.media if you want to know more about what we're doing. All of our wonderful sponsors. Again, we've got great comedy this Thursday at Southtown Pub. Check out Impolite Company, their podcast, all the great people doing podcasts here at Midcoast Media. And look for a big project with us and Tani Sushi Bistro right around the corner. Travis, we love fair or foul. We love you.
Aw.
Do you want to do that? We've got a great topic today, thanks to the South City Scooter Gang involving Lime scooters. You want to get to it?
Let's get it popping. It's time for America's favorite game, Fair or Foul.
At this defining moment, change has come to America.
People often ask me, what's fair or foul? Is it a segment? Is it a movement? Is it hope?
It's usually homeless
I
people,
can't
though.
say for certain.
Not sure
Time will
why.
be a true test of its power. But I can say, fair or foul is now and forever for the people. Gather around the radio with your loved ones and hold on to your butts. It's now time for fair
We give it back to you, the people.
or foul.
Inspired by recent events in South City, St. Louis, two gentlemen, Caucasian, moving a couch with two Lime scooters. Travis, your thoughts on the fair or foul topic today?
Cocks are going to cock.
They're resourceful. You say resourceful or resourceful?
You got to add the Z. Got to add the Z. Resourceful.
You put a little pizzazz in
Put
it.
some zzz in it.
Winner of the submissions today gets $10 at Southtown Pub. You can use that this Thursday, 8 o'clock, at Free Comedy Thursday.
Free Comedy Thursdays.
About to be patio season out there. Already kind of patio season. Really nice.
I
Really
agree.
nice
Let's
patio.
get to that point.
Enjoy yourself some smoked wings, everybody. Let's get to it. Just a couple submissions today. We'll jump right in. Using Lime scooters to move furniture is fair.
Nice.
But only so long as you're not moving anything between the Del Mar Loop and the Missouri History Museum. On that right, you're only permitted to use the services provided by Joe Edwards Lemon Trolley.
Wow.
Get it? Lemon?
I like it.
That's funny. Yale Hollander, everybody. Yale's got a host of shows coming up. Be sure to listen to him tomorrow on Impolite Company. Fair. While it was kind of ingenious, I'm actually more impressed by the sales job the scooter rider pulled on his moron friend. Ryder, hey bro, I just bought a couch on Craigslist. Can you help me move it? Moron, sure. Did you borrow or rent a truck? Ryder, well, I don't exactly have a truck. It's more of a hand truck, but it'll be easy. We have to go from the Grove to Southwest Garden. Moron, isn't that like a mile or two? Ryder, yeah, but all you have to do is basically walk behind it and push it a little bit. I'll take care of the hard job of steering. Something Travis would do to me.
Yeah, I would.
Moron. Sounds good. As long as you're not sitting down and riding while I look like a doofus carrying the back end, it'll be great. That's the JVL Jackal with a submission. Light turnout today, but we're still going to award the prize. Who you got? Guardsy.
I'm going to go with Yale.
Yale Hollander gets a vote for $10 at Southtown Pub.
I am going with the Jackal.
Oh, my. This is getting wild.
Here we go. Doom, 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 doom,
I loved Yale's. I thought it was funny. I thought it was appropriate. I thought it was clever. I'm physically afraid of the Jackal. It's JVL Jackal is one.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
$10 to Southtown Pub is his prize. Big thanks to everybody for tuning in today. If you're listening on iTunes, throw us a 5-star review. We'll take it. Helps us out anywhere you see it. We love that. Thank you for checking us out on the Facebook live stream. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, all the wonderful folks we get to work with on a daily basis here at Midcoast Media. Check out Buy Jack for your apparel needs. We've got We Are Live gear up there now. A lot of our friends are using them, and I can't say enough good things about John and what he can provide. Big thanks to Red Saw Publicity. Everybody else, part of Midcoast.media.
Midcoast Media!
For Chris Sear, for Chris Gardner, for the great Travis Terrell, we're back live tomorrow at 8 a.m. on the live stream, or download us at any time. Thanks, everybody.
Peace.